The most crazy movie across into real world thing that I've learned about is this modified RX-9 Hellfire missile. Have you seen this?
No.
This thing is insane. Do the honors, Jamie. Let's look at this. So,
is it one of the hypersonic missiles that changes direction?
This is more precise. So what they realized was that collateral damage is a big deal in war zones, because if you kill people that aren't just the target, you galvanize that group against your... Yeah, there it is. America's secret ninja bomb packed with blades that shred militants alive.
Oh my God.
So there's no explosive in the front of it. It gets deployed using an existing platform, but rather than having an explosive payload, these six razor-sharp swords come out the side of it and just turn human flesh into smoothies.
Whew.
Look at what it does to a car.
Oh my God.
But how precise this thing is. It's so precise. Yeah, the flying Jinsu. I think it's colloquially called the jihadi blender.
Oh my God. And they just shoot it into cars.
So it's so precise that you need to know which seat of the car the
bad guy's in.
Bad dude's in, yeah. Because if it was a long enough vehicle, front right seat and back left seat will be scared, but it'll be fine. So there was this dude, supposedly one of the masterminds behind 9/11. They'd done surveillance on this guy, and every morning he'd come out and drink his coffee on his balcony. Same balcony, he'd come out and he'd drink his coffee and look out. So they just timed two of those things. Comes out, and that's it. There's no explosion. There's no nothing. And this guy just gets turned into dust.
They shot two of them at him?
Two, just in case the first one missed, I think.
Oh my God.
Laser guided, set it off. And here's the other thing, because it only propels for the first 2 seconds, and then after that it's just using fins. So it works out the trajectory. So there's not even the sound of engine coming toward you. It's just silence and then blades and death.
Oh, it's a flying rage hypodermic. Do you know what a rage hypodermic is? Rage hypodermic is a wild mechanical broadhead that they invented for bow hunting. So instead of a bow hunting broadhead being a fixed blade, like a solid piece of metal that's screwed into the end of your arrow, instead, it's a mechanical broadhead that upon impacting tissue opens up into this huge opening. They make giant holes. They call them rage holes, and they kill animals quick. And it's kind of controversial in that if your blade hits a branch on the way in, or like a stalk of hay or something like that, it could trigger it, and then it would fuck up the trajectory of the arrow, and it might lead to a bad shot. So there's that, and then it could get deployed accidentally in your quiver, and you might not know it when you're drawing and shooting. It could be open, and it could open up in flight. But if it stays closed and it does impact, it makes a giant hole.
Cam took me to the bow rack.
Ah, you did lift, run, shoot.
I did. He fucked me up. He made me go up the hill.
Brutal.
He made me carry that rock.
How long did you? What is it, like 2 miles?
I don't know. I think it's maybe about a mile up and a mile down, but it's pretty steep. And I mean, there's a 72-pound rock.
You got to carry the rock down?
Oh yeah. I think, did we carry it down? I can't remember. Wait, I think it's supposed to. Fuck. But he made me do the trail, and then he taught me to shoot, and I was looking at with gruesome glee, looking at all of the different types of arrows in the bow rack, looking at all of these different heads and all of the different attachments. It advertises exit wound 3-inch diameter, exit wound 5-inch diameter.
Cam shoots this thing called a carnivore. And the carnivore is a broadhead that's got 4 blades. It opens up a canal in these animals. Yeah, it's like for bow hunting though, it's extremely effective. If you can get it into the vitals, it's like that's a lethal shot every time. It's such a big hole.
I wonder how many. Is it more humane to kill something more easily? Is my question.
Yeah, it's more humane to use a rifle in a lot of circumstances. Look at
that's literally just the non-rocket propelled version of what we just saw.
Yeah, it's like a carnivore. Go back to that carnivore thing. so you can see what it is. So that's a really big one. So the controversy in bow hunting is always like fixed blades are more durable, but mechanical blades have more cutting surface.
What is that?
What is that? Jesus.
Turn stuff into pizza slices.
Colorful Eagle. That's what it's called. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that seems like it wouldn't fly good. See, the problem is they have to fly good too, and the more metal surface area you have, the more you have a chance of what's called planing. So as the crosswinds hit your arrows, your blade can drift because the wind hits the broadhead. So if you have a wide cut, solid like fixed blade broadhead, that's another sort of thing that can catch wind. Yeah, people tune them. Like so if you have like a single bevel broadhead. So there's a single bevel broadhead, which is a broadhead, which is a fixed blade broadhead that has only had the edge sharpened on one side, and that encourages rotation. And that rotation has to align with the helical of your vanes. You don't want them to be fighting with each other. So if you have a left helical on your vanes of your arrow, you also want a left helical on this broadhead, and so these are tuned in tightly together, and so it's a very painstaking process. You have to make sure you're doing it right. You're going to move your rest a little bit, but once you get it dialed in, you can shoot accurate out to like 60, 70 yards with it. You know that it's called broadhead tuned. So with field points, you don't really have to do that because the fletchings, they steer it enough, and you just have to be kind of on target. You have to be closer. But with broadheads, you have to be like really, really locked in. So that's the negative of the broadhead.
They made me shoot through the paper to see where are you pulling accidentally, and then they adjust and tune. And dude, I loved it. I love seeing anyone that loves anything that much.
Yeah. That
degree of passion to me is... So me and my housemate Zach watch these videos of motocross. You know, the Colin McRae. Oh, is that rallycross? Sorry. And these dudes will go out to buttfuck nowhere, Scotland in November, and it's pissing down with rain, and they're in ponchos, and they do it to see, and then they turn to each other and go, ah! And they just lose their shit. And it's so, dude, it makes the hairs on my arms stand up. Jamie, see if we can find some of these videos. It's the most pure, loving audience of a thing, and just finding anyone, the same as Wayne Endicott at the bow rack, just the way that they play with the bow, and they know that if they add a tiny little bit of flame from a lighter to the sight, that it'll sort of cinch it in a different way, and it heats the sinew of the thread, and it tightens that in.
Yeah.
Seeing anyone that loves anything that much is just, there's something very like gentle and honest and peaceful